Lipo malls, and more. Mr. Wenas is building the largest e-commerce site in Indonesia, and today he will talk about branding in the digital era. Mr. Wenas, please.
Thank you, HKTDC, for inviting. So I think I've been attending HKTDC since 3 years ago when I was at Zalora, and then looking at the growth, I think it's very impressive. And then I was invited earlier this year as well to Hong Kong to talk to HKTDC members there as well. So thank you. So about the branding, right? So I guess so mataharimall.com is a part of Lipo Group. So you know when Lipo Group wanted to launch e-commerce, so we have a dilemma. Because there are so many brands so many retailer brands that we already have: Matahari Department Store, Hypermart, Lipo Mall, Books and Beyond, the hospitals, so on and so forth, right? So then we could launch with a new identity. Let's say, for example, W Mall or Q Mall or H Mall. Versus we launch with the brands that people already know. For example, either it's lipomalls.com or mataharimall.com. So we did a survey. We did a survey across Indonesia, which of the brands that associated with the group that has the biggest brand power, hence translate into trust. So that's how we picked Matahari. And then when we launched Matahari, again, the second decision that we need to make is whether we launch only the department store, which is only fashion, or we launch everything else, which is the mall concept. So when we look at the Indonesia market, fashion is very fragmented, will always be fragmented, and then it's like the malls is a new opportunity. So we decided to go with the mall concept. So that's why we name it mataharimall.com as opposed to Matahari Web Store or just matahari.com. Right. So the mall itself, we're selling everything else, and it's a marketplace. It's a super marketplace concept. So the store that's here is actually not owned by Lipo. So even let's say when we are working with Matahari Department Store, Books and Beyond Store, Hypermart, we're actually open our arms to other department stores as well. So let's say Matahari Department Store is just a tenant in our mall. Hypermart is also a tenant in our mall. Books and Beyond is also a tenant in our mall. So Siloam Hospital is also a tenant, Cinemax. So all the groups, retail entities are only tenants. So we don't treat them specially. So we don't treat them differently. So it's tenants. So this strategy works because as a mall, we can't just have one department store. We can't just have our own stores. We need to open our arms to other stores. So we just grand launched last week on the 9th, and now is day 9. Yesterday, we already have on the tens of thousands orders in the last 1 week. So it's closer to the high tens of thousands orders. Jadi puluhan ribu order sudah. Hanya dalam waktu let's say less than 2 weeks, only in 8 days. And then also very interesting is actually we get customers from more than 400 cities in Indonesia. How can we do that so early, right? It's because the power of the brand. Let's say if we were to select xmall.com or ymall.com, we need to build the brand from the beginning. Here the strategy is like we have association with a powerful brand, but then we upgrade the brand. So if you look at the logo, it's nowhere near Matahari. It's like you compare Matahari Department Store and the mataharimall.com, the logo is completely different. So Matahari is an existing brand, trustworthy brand. The Matahari Mall The Matahari is small there, and then the mall is colorful. And it worked. So it brings the trust. That's why we can bring all the 80% customers, so it's like customers from 80% of the cities across Indonesia in just 1 week. It's because of the power of the brand, and then we upgrade the brand. The benefit is we get the trust immediately, and we don't need to build it from zero. If we build it from zero, it will cost a lot of money, and then it will cost time. Yeah. So that's how we can achieve the diversity in the customers across Indonesia, diversity of products. So we actually right now have more than 1,000 registered tenants, more than 800 live tenants. It's still small, but you know, for 3 months old e-commerce, I think it's we have a good start. Yeah. So let me just share this, since I'm the only Indonesian speaker here. So e-commerce behavior in Indonesia is different from others, let's say in Hong Kong or in developed countries. So people here buying online during working hours, on working days, using companies' computers. And it's true. So if you look at Dave, is it's like between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it's like when people come to work, they don't work directly. They browse first. And then you know, during lunchtime, 12 to 2, they browse again. There's a second peak there, right? Here we show the visits browsing time, but the transactions time happen right after, just before they go home. So they browse twice at work, in the morning, in the afternoon, and then they make a decision and buy before they go home. And then the last peak, which is around like 7, 8 p.m., that one is a high quality traffic, because that one only came from people who have high internet access at home. So richer audience, or like segment AB, not the ABC. Right. So that's on a daily basis, on an hourly. Now, within a week, as I said, since people are buying during working hours, Monday to Friday is good. Saturday drop, Sunday worse. So if you do a weekend campaign, that works for offline, but it doesn't work for online. It's the other way around. So in Indonesia, you could do online and offline actually complementary. So it's like during weekdays you push online, on weekend you push offline, if you have both. And that works. Last but not least, on a monthly basis, so Indonesia is very consumptive. So our payday timing is week 4, on the 25th or every 30th. So people shop on week 4 and week 1. Week 2 and week 3, week 3 is the worst. People don't have money. People start eating Indomie for lunch. So let's say when you do campaign, if you want the best result, is week 4 and week 1. And then let's say week 2 is, but then for consumers, if you want to shop cheap, that's week 2 and week 3. Because the stores the store has a target, right? Has a monthly target. And then when they see week 1 performing, week 2 slowing down, week 3 they sell. So if you want cheap items, you shop, you browse during week 3, that's most likely you get the best deal. So I guess, hope this helps. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wenas.